Hello, Mr. Governor. I am Joseph DeLoretti from Green High School right outside of Akron. What is the hardest challenge you had to face while being governor, and how did you overcome it?
What was the hardest challenge?
Yes, sir.
Look, I think that, something happened, as you all know, a few years ago that hadn't happened for 100 years, and that was what we had an epidemic. And, that was probably the most difficult thing that any governor faced, uh, primarily because initially, the knowledge and the understanding of it was not great. And then you had to try to balance how do you save lives at the same time, allow people to do things that they want to be able to do. So that was very difficult. I'll give you an example of one of the decisions we had to make. Um, as you remember, after a while, they developed a shot that you could take, and that would dramatically reduce the damage that would be done if you had COVID. And so, but at first, there was not enough of it. The companies were making it, but there wasn't enough of it, so it was rationed. So every governor had to make a decision: who got it first? Who got it first? And so we looked at all the evidence, and the evidence was clear that the people that were most at risk were people, the older they were, age was the biggest determiner. The second biggest determiner was, did they live in a congregate setting? In other words, did they live with a whole bunch of other people? And so you look at those two variables, and what group did you think we went to? Well, people in nursing homes are usually old, and they also live in a congregate setting where it can spread very, very quickly. And so that's where we started. We started to make the decision, that's where we're going to go first to get people vaccinated and get the shot. So it's those type decisions that we had to make a lot of those decisions. Every governor did. But that's probably, the 8 years I've been governor, now 7.5 years I've been governor, that probably is by far the biggest kind of crisis that we had. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.